Hey, what's up guys? Did you just get your 13-month bonus or your Christmas bonus? Or perhaps you just earned some extra money this Christmas season? I do understand you. One of the top priorities of Filipinos this Christmas season to gratify themselves is to buy a new smartphone. So this is the new Samsung Galaxy A53 series, relatively launched recently or perhaps last quarter. We've had some time meddling with this smartphone for some time now, and for more than a month, I'm quite impressed with its features. This is a smartphone right now for 8 plus 256GB storage worth 23,490 pesos. Take note, 23,490 pesos. It competes with a lot of brands on the mid-range smartphone market right now, against with a lot of brands when you go to your regular smartphone shops such as SM Cyberzone. So what does the Samsung Galaxy A series have versus others don't? It's really more of a trait of what they get from the Galaxy S series and inheriting here on the Galaxy A series. Honestly, I've been impressed with this smartphone for the past month already, and I'm going to show you 7 reasons why this smartphone is really a serious contender for your hard-earned money. Hi, my name is Ethan De Guzman and this is Hungry Geeks, and we're going to dive down or drill down in terms of the Samsung Galaxy A53. This is in awesome peach, and I'm really impressed with this smartphone for the past month. I'm going to show you 7 reasons why, and let's go. Here on the Galaxy A53, you have a 64 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel depth camera, not 2 megapixel, 5 megapixel macro camera, not 2 megapixel again, and that completes a quad camera setup with, of course, with a flash setup with optical image stabilization. Now this package is really one of the heaven sent that I really like from this camera smartphone. Of course, we're going to dive in a little bit more on the camera centric, so join me right now. I'm going to meddle with my PC and let's check out the results in terms of the photography. So you're going to see here a little bit more on the fails and also on the successful ones. This is my cat, Raven. As you can see here, there are some tones that are overexposed when you see. But when you get to the right shot, even on the smallest details of zooming on the hairlines and even capturing on the face, it's really nice. So of course, when you take photos of living animals or moving animals like this, there will be some tendency of slow shutter speed in terms of its photography, but that's completely normal. Don't worry about it. Of course, there are samples here taking photos right now. I'm getting in terms of snacks for my cats, but the optical image stabilization for this video is really nice, and one of the things that I really like about this camera is it's quite vivid and it's quite nice in terms of overall delivery. So this is a portrait shot or in vertical. And of course, we can't have a camera sample without food. So you can see here in terms of the focus variable here, it's really nice against the white rice. All of the details, even from the smallest grain of cinnamon powder, is really nice. Oh, sorry, paprika powder. This is a donut from Joe Mama's. And what's really nice here is more of the focus is here in terms of the second donut on the right, and then in terms of color production, that's really as close as you can get from the real life as well. And I really like this kind of delivery in terms of the photos. This is more of an in-tight shot in terms of ramen. Mind you, the lighting here isn't really that favorable to me, but I was able to get a very good shot of ramen here. So in terms of other shots, you can see there's a depth of detail from whatever you want to capture. That 64 megapixel camera really gives that kind of detail that you want to get. And overall, it's really not just a flat style of picture where the main camera tells a lot of more stories. So that's what I really like about this camera. But this shot is really nice for me. It kept a lot of details about Simba and also his tongue. Just look at it, it's so cute. So this is one of my most favorite shots using the Samsung Galaxy A53. Indoors with good lighting in terms of, like for example, a Christmas tree setup from a mall. As you can see here, this is an ultra-wide camera's photo. There are a little bit of graininess here on the corner where the photo is getting stretched, but once you have stable hands, it's quite relatively easy to take a photo like this. But like for example, for having a main camera activated, when you zoom into the details, it's quite not bad already. It's still a very favorable camera in terms of shooting in photography as well. And last one is in terms of outdoor. This is very harsh lighting in terms of outdoor. Mind you, this is like 2 p.m. Direct sunlight, even from the leaves. This is very manageable already once you just set it up in terms of your Instagram and do some tweaking into the settings. But the level of details is kept properly in terms of all the elements and even on the grass below. So this is what I like. A53 series. So I'm going to move forward into the next thing. Why this smartphone is really a bang for your buck. Aside from taking good photos, it's really more of what you see is what you get. The camera preview for this smartphone is really high resolution already. So what I'm trying to say is that the preview for this smartphone on the camera settings isn't blurred. It's what you see is what you get. So that is one thing that I really appreciate about Samsung, because they are really preserving a lot of details and trying to tell you that what you're trying to shoot right now is what you will get in terms of the actual photo output. And that's really hard in terms of processing the imaging in terms of camera preview to the processor and even to the smartphone. Mind you, this is a mid-range smartphone. Not even a lot of flagship killer smartphones can do that in the market right now. So optimization of Samsung in terms of their processor, on camera application, was able to do that on a mid-range smartphone worth 23,490 pesos. On the front camera, we have a 32 megapixel camera here. Nothing too special. It was able to get a lot of details out and done, and honestly, I'm quite happy with the front camera samples. I'm just going to put some here, but more or less, it's really what you expect on a mid-range smartphone in terms of front camera and also rear camera. With optical image stabilization, that really makes a good photography smartphone such as this one. Okay, let's move on to the next item for number 2. So number 2 for the list is really more on its processing power. This has an 1280 Exynos processor. That's a 5 nanometer octa-core processor that can really do a lot of processing and multitasking already. Performance-wise, I should really say that it's really at par at most of the mid-range smartphones right now. It can even do ultra settings in terms of Mobile Legends and medium settings in terms of Genshin Impact. Multitasking is no problem, and also gaming is really satisfactory. All I can say is this smartphone isn't really sluggish in terms of its processor. Having that Samsung optimization, good processing, and also good hardware was a combination that they were able to combine all three to give a good performance. Plus, this is an 8GB RAM physically, and you can even extend up to 8 dynamically as well. So I think that one is plus factor for Samsung as well for adapting this kind of technology. But I'm not really sure if dynamic RAM is really a beneficial technology right now, given that 8GB of RAM is really sufficient already for most of consumers right now. Reason number 3 is that this smartphone is 8GB RAM and 256GB of storage already internally. Plus, you can even extend in terms of its external storage of up to 1TB. Of course, no one's gonna really buy a 1TB external SD card, but in terms of you have the luxury to do so, why not? Reasons number 4 is really going to surprise you. Now I'm going to show you the smartphone a little bit closer matter. As you can see here, the bezels are really thin. Oh, sorry about that. The bezels are really thin and it's quite satisfactory. Honestly, this is one of the smartphones that has the thinnest chin that I've seen in a while already. So this is a 120 Hz AMOLED display, of course in fingerprint display scanner, and it has a lot of things to give in terms of vibrance, color, appreciation in terms of watching. And that kind of Super AMOLED that you see from Samsung is not really challenged by most smartphone brands right now. I think it's one of the best displays and form factors that you can see right now on a smartphone. Plus, this really compact, nice smartphone with awesome peach color is IP67. So it's already water resistant, that to the point that I'm really satisfactory in terms of having that confidence to bring this anytime, anywhere, and whenever it rains as well. Reason number 5 is really one weird thing, but this smartphone has stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos. So not a lot of mid-range smartphones until now has a stereo speaker setup. I'm calling out some of the brands right now in terms of having a 30,000 peso price range but doesn't even have a stereo speakers, or brands that are prioritizing higher decibels in terms of their single firing speakers. But no one can really say that a single firing speaker is better at dual speakers. Dual speaker is just really more immersive. It fires left and right and can give you that kind of immersive experience compared to just one speaker that you can even cover with your thumb when playing Mobile Legends. So admit it, dual speakers is a need, especially when you're having this kind of budget for a smartphone today. Okay, how about battery life? This smartphone is really tiny, compact as well. This is 5,000 milliampere thanks to the technology of Samsung in terms of cramping in a lot of battery. Plus, with conservative but fast charging, 25 watts charging. So I was able to full charge this smartphone for around 1 hour and a half, which is not bad already considering 5,000 milliampere can get you a lot today. 5,000 milliampere promise is just a full day of usage without any hiccups, and you might even extend a day and a half or perhaps 2 if you're just conservative in terms of your battery usage. Before I go to the last reason, or reason number 7, honestly, let's go to a little bit more on the cons about this smartphone. Number 1, or technically there's just 2. Number 1, it's one of the smartphones from the A series that doesn't have a charger on the box. So it also inherited the Galaxy S series of having no charger. So this means that for a mid-range smartphone, you're left with this just tiny box of just having the phone. The main difference between this is really more of no charger, and maximizing a 25-watt charging might be impossible for you if you don't shell out extra money for it. Next is more on the screen. Honestly, this came out with no screen protector. So if you're really experienced already in terms of buying a smartphone with pre-included screen protector, unfortunately, this isn't the one, and you might be a little bit OC in terms of that point. Based from the website from Samsung Philippines, we were able to see that this smartphone has 3 configurations. Of course, for the official website right now, you can buy in 3 configurations: 6 plus 128 for 20,490 pesos, 8 plus 128 for 21,490 pesos, and 23,490 pesos, which is the most expensive one, for the flagship configuration of 8 plus 256. Mind you, at the top, there's even an option to provide 0% interest credit card for 12 months. Not a lot of brands are offering this kind of deferred payment through credit cards at a good rate at this price point. Mostly, they'll just offer 6 months. So I think this is a really good opportunity for you to take, especially this Christmas seasons with all the promotions as well. Buy now, pay later. You deferred your payment and even have additional discounts. Plus, what I saw here from Samsung is that I'm going to zoom in here to give you a little bit more of a delight. 6 months of OneDrive cloud storage. I think that's 100 gigabyte. That's good cloud storage if you're into this kind of thing. And you get a free 25-watt travel adapter when you check out using the official websites from October 1 to December 31. So earlier I mentioned that there's no charger on the box, but they're bundling it here when you buy it here on the website for 23,490 pesos. Previously, that's 24,490. That's already 1,000 peso down from its SRP. I'm really satisfied with this smartphone already. It's one of the smartphones that just has that kind of level of optimization in terms of software, level of optimization in terms of the camera, what's your preference in terms of color, and it's just simply one of the smartphones with a good feel in terms of the overall body, and you won't get disappointed for your hard-earned month. So I hope that these 7 reasons why the Samsung Galaxy A53 convince you in terms of seriously considering this smartphone, especially in this awesome peach color, this Christmas season, to be one of your considerations for your smartphone, new smartphones to be. And hopefully I've given you enough reasons as well on what kind of details you should look into when buying a new smartphones. Alright, that's it. Thank you so much guys for checking out this video. So my name is Isa de Guzman. Make sure you follow us on our social media at HungryGeeksPH, at Isa de Guzman, and of course please do check out our website www.hungrygeeks.com.ph to check out the latest news in terms of Philippine tech and also the latest news in terms of gaming as well. So thank you so much guys for checking out this video, and I hope you learned something. So bye.